racial injustice has always been going on. If we want to look back in history times, we think about the poor boy of Emmett Till who was poorly lynched because of the color of his skin. We look at Kyle Smith's story and how he tells how he was racially profiled at the age of 16 and what racial injustice means to him.
What was really the catalyst for me being so passionate about the topic was the Trayvon Martin case. I remember it like it was yesterday, just because uh, Trayvon Martin, could have been you, could have been me, could have been, like anyone else who, was at their father's house, who wanted to just said, hey, you know what, Dad, I'm just gonna go to the store real quick, get a snack, and I'll be right back. But he didn't come right back, and just to see how that case played out, it was so simple and uh, clear cut, or so we thought, and to see that play out the way it played out, and because it wasn't, although it wasn't a police officer for that matter, it was a reflection of how the justice system has consistently failed us as a community. I mean, I was taught that, you know, I feel like as a kid, you always want to be, like a cop or a firefighter, and my mother never, deterred me from becoming those things. However, there was a certain point in time in my life around maybe, I guess maybe like 11 or 12 where, she sat me down and let me know that, like law, these officers, they are meant to protect and serve. However, because of the color of your skin, unfortunately, it doesn't always work to your benefit. But I mean, growing up, I wouldn't say I had a negative view of the police until I experienced, being profiled personally, and that was at the age of 16.
The Philadelphia Coalition for Real Justice, representing racial, economic, and legal justice, is an inclusive grassroots organization that is community focused and globally engaged. Their mission statement is to provide a safe haven community organization where individuals can come together and talk about the racial injustice issues. The main purpose of the Philadelphia Coalition of Real Justice is to strive to transform the city of Philadelphia to one that is safe and accessible to everyone.
Because I was walking around in my own neighborhood, me and my friends were around, and just like hanging out on a Saturday afternoon and 4 p.m. And a summer day, and we're just hanging out, and a police officer who was on a bike comes up to us and asks, who we are, do we have our IDs, why we're out, and I let him know that, like I lived around the corner, and it was also very, I want to use the right word, it was a little disheartening too, because the police officer was actually Black or African American. Me having that first encounter when I was 16, me, being, identifying as Black, and seeing all of these injustices, police brutalities, and videos of police murdering innocent people of color. That's what really makes me upset. So first and foremost, I think there's a difference between police brutality and murder, which is what a lot of these crimes that are happening today and injustices that are happening today should be categorized as murder. How I feel about police brutality, I think that it's an injustice, to everyone. And Martin Luther King said it best, is that a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to injustice everywhere. So I think that police brutality is awful, and especially because it happens to so many people who are of color, specifically, and being targeted because of the color of their skin. I think it starts with so many different variables. Mass incarceration being one of them. When it comes to just plain civil rights. I think the fact that this country's backbone was built on slavery, and how people view Black people, is something that unfortunately will take a very, very long time for our nation to forget, and to have those negative connotations when it comes to people of color. So I don't have a clear answer as to what would be the stop to police brutality or police murders. I think that of course having more officers of color who are familiar with these communities, who come from these communities, would help. However, the the fraternity of the police, um, it's it's inherently discriminatory. So even though we might have these officers who are going into officers of color who are becoming police officers, there's just the structure and how it was built is inherently biased, and teaches those bias along with their trainings.